If you picture auditing is just, I don't know, ticking boxes and staring at spreadsheets all day, you might want to think again. For anyone ambitious in this field, things are going through a massive change. It's getting way more strategic, a lot more tech-driven, and honestly, more important than ever. So today, we're going to break down what the modern auditor's journey really looks like, using the book Audit Practice Made Simple as our guide.
This one sentence, right here from the book's preface, pretty much captures the entire revolution happening in the profession. I mean, the days of just being a financial historian they're over. The modern auditor, you've got to have the skills of a detective, a data scientist, and a business strategist all rolled into one. It's a huge fundamental shift.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? If the old rules don't exactly apply anymore, what are the new ones? Well, that's what we're here to unpack. Think of this as your personal briefing on the mission, the challenges you're going to face, and the tools you'll need to not just survive, but to really crush it as a modern auditor.
Okay, so first things first, we need to understand the why. Why does this profession matter so much right now? I'll tell you, it goes way beyond just finding a few accounting errors. The mission has gotten so much bigger.
An auditor's work is literally the bedrock of a stable economy. Think about it for a second. These are the people verifying that a company's financials are solid, that an NGO is actually using donor funds the right way, and that government agencies are being held accountable. So an auditor isn't just a number checker. They're a guardian of trust. And that, well, that's a high-stakes, high-impact role. Now, to become truly elite, auditors have to prove themselves in some really complex environments. Our source material here uses the African business context as this powerful case study, and the argument is that the unique challenges you find in many emerging markets, they forge the sharpest auditors out there. It's like a gauntlet that tests every single skill you have, from your technical know-how to your cultural adaptability.
And this slide just illustrates the core challenge perfectly. On one side, you've got these clean, neat, theoretical global standards. And on the other, you have the on-the-ground reality of diverse markets, which, by the way, is common in many parts of the world, that rely heavily on cash and have all these unique business structures. This is where theory meets the real, kind of messy world. And these aren't just abstract ideas either. I mean, just for example, imagine auditing a business where most transactions are in cash. How do you verify revenue when there's no digital or paper trail? That's just one of the very real hurdles an auditor has to learn to clear, on top of things like missing documents and trying to navigate informal business practices. It gets complicated fast. So, to get through that gauntlet, you need a seriously upgraded toolkit. It's this mix of timeless, fundamental principles and some really cutting-edge technology. So let's take a look at what's inside.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with a rock-solid foundation. And that's this classic risk-based approach. It's not about checking every single transaction anymore. It's about understanding the entire business, its environment, figuring out where the biggest risks are, and then focusing all your energy right there. This is strategic thinking, not just bean counting.
But here, this is where we leap into the future. The modern toolkit is digital. We're talking about using AI to scan 100% of a company's transactions for anything weird, something no human could ever do. Or running Python scripts to test entire datasets instead of just tiny little samples. This is how you find that needle in the haystack, and you find it instantly. Okay, so you've got the mission, you've seen the gauntlet, and you've got the toolkit. But how do you actually build a career? How do you make that climb from junior auditor all the way to the top? Well, the path is actually clearer than you might think. This is the roadmap. You progress in these distinct stages, just building skills layer by layer. You start with the technical stuff, evidence, documentation, then you level up to risk assessment. After that, you start adding client management and team leadership skills, until finally you reach that manager level where it's all about strategy, judgment, and leadership. It's a journey from doing the work to leading the work. All right, let's zoom out one last time. What does all this add up to? A career in this field, it isn't just about your personal success. It's about playing a real part in shaping the future of business and finance itself. And that's the ultimate takeaway, right there. This whole journey transforms an auditor from a compliance checker into a trusted partner. You're using your skills, you're using technology, not just to look at the past, but to help organizations build a more secure and transparent future. You become a truly essential part of the whole economic ecosystem. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. As AI and automation start to take over more and more of the routine tasks, what's left for us? What's going to make a human auditor invaluable?
Well, it's things like professional skepticism, deep ethical judgment, creative problem solving, and the ability to lead. Those are the skills that can never be automated, and they're exactly what will define the true leaders of tomorrow.